Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today is my season preview for the New Orleans Saints in 2020. I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, and make sure to like the video. It really helps me out to grow the channel. So let's get into it. So the 2019 season was very successful for the Saints again. They still haven't been able to get over that hurdle of making it all the way to the Super Bowl and actually winning it for quite a number of years now, but they seem to be consistently good at making it to the playoffs year in, year out, which is a lot more than can be said for some teams. So, you have to give credit where credit's due. They do consistently make the playoffs. They've got Sean Payton, who I think is a really, really quality head coach. He's a really great offensive mind, and he comes up with so many interesting packages that the New Orleans Saints use. He's also really good at using the weapons that he's got, so you don't see Michael Thomas running a lot of deep routes. He knows where his strengths are. He's good. He's got a big body. He's good in the short catching game, so he used him really effectively in here. And also he knows that Drew Brees is not a massive deep ball thrower. I think there was an interesting stat that he hadn't thrown a ball over 35 yards for quite a long period of time, but that's fine because he doesn't need to launch the ball downfield. He's got receivers that are perfectly fine at running underneath routes, medium depth routes, winning the ball and just marching down the field, and that's just what works for the Saints. That's their offense. Then you've got general manager Mickey Loomis. He's made some good decisions over the last few years. He's drafted some very good players. I'd give him a B rating as a general manager. Some very good picks, also some disappointing ones who've been traded away in their rookie season or their second season with the team. But he has drafted a lot of the team's current players, Marshawn Lattimore, Michael Thomas, a lot of these players that we're looking at seeing playing for the Saints now. So he has done a good job on the whole. The Saints have got a very, very good team. It's a very stacked roster. I think we've said it the last couple of seasons now, but it really does look like Saints are a Super Bowl or bust team. The last few years, they've kept trading away some of their picks and moving up in almost every single draft. And, there will come a year where they're just not going to have any more cap space, or they're not going to have as many picks as they need because they're kind of backloading everything. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because obviously they only had 4 draft picks this year because of how much they traded up to get higher in the draft. And they haven't got as many as other teams will next year, and their cap space is worryingly low like a few other sides at the moment. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. But looking towards the personnel side of things, you've got Drew Brees at quarterback, who is quality. He's always up there in the sort of MVP talks. He's been in the league for so many years now. He is a really quality veteran. And just like the other quarterbacks in the NFC South, you've got Tom Brady, you've got Matt Ryan with the Falcons. He's a very much stand tall in the pocket and deliver. He'll find his receivers, but he's just got really great vision, and his accuracy is second to none. When you are a static QB in the pocket, you haven't got that option of scrambling away and getting out of the pressure, so he has to be pinpoint. And to be fair to Drew Brees, he's been perfect for the Saints for the last few years. Then they've obviously got Jameis Winston as the backup and Taysom Hill, who comes in on some packages. So it'd be interesting to see this year. The Saints seem to evolve it every single year where they manage to get Taysom Hill in on different packages. It'd be interesting to see in 2020 what kind of position that he comes in and plays, what sort of downs that he plays this year, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Then looking at the running back situation, as we speak right now, the Saints and Alvin Kamara situation is still developing. We don't know if he's going to be there for 2020. I think he probably will. They'll renegotiate a contract for him. I don't see why the Saints would let a great pass-catching running back go. That is a lot of their offense, a lot of checkdowns. Alvin Kamara gains so many yards underneath from Brees, just out in the flats, and then he's got great elusiveness to get around people. He has been one of the most productive running backs that they've had in a while. So I'm sure they'll do everything they can to hold on to him, but he is definitely a key part of their offense and someone that they'll want to keep for 2020. Then on to the receiving core, and you've got Michael Thomas, who is the standout, but you've also got Emmanuel Sanders for 2020. And I really like this move. I think they've got some very good wide receivers there. As I just mentioned, the Saints offense isn't about massive chunks normally. It's about marching steadily down the field and then just strangling the other team with their defense. So I really like it. Michael Thomas is always up there in the top 3 wide receivers every single year at the moment, and Drew Brees has got the accuracy to keep hitting them. So yeah, I really like the wide receiving core. I think they'll be set for 2020 as they are in every other year. They seem to perform well consistently in every year. Looking towards the defensive side of the ball, and the front four for the New Orleans Saints is also very, very strong. You've got Cam Jordan, who's the standout on that defensive line, racks up so many sacks and pressures the quarterback so many times. It's actually scary to watch. But they generated a good amount of pressure last year, and their rush defense wasn't bad as well. It was pretty good on the whole, so they'll want to keep this going for 2020. You've got a nice linebacker core as well. You've got Demario Davis, Alex Anzalone. So we'll see going into the season, we're not too sure exactly who'll play where, but they're pretty speedy guys who can hit pretty hard, and the two of those guys have played really well in the 2019 season when they saw the field. So it'd be interesting to see how the linebackers play in 2020. But for me, the real stars of the defense is the secondary. You look at the personnel that they've got there for 2020: Marshall Lattimore, PJ Williams, Janoris Jenkins, Malcolm Jenkins, and DJ Swearinger as well. They got so many quality people in that secondary for 2020, and I think they're going to perform really well. They haven't necessarily stifled teams with their secondary and pass coverage in recent years, but I really think we could see a step up from the Saints in 2020 in this aspect. The Saints' strength of schedule for 2020, it really isn't too bad. I think they're going to split games with the Bucs and the Falcons. I think they sweep the Panthers, and there's some other games there that they really can win. It's not too hard when you look at the games that they've played in recent years, so I think they'll be feeling quietly confident about their chances. So to sum up everything from this season preview, I think another good season is coming from the New Orleans Saints. They've dominated the NFC South in recent years. I don't buy into this Tom Brady and the Bucs coming in and just taking the NFC South all of a sudden. I do think that the New Orleans Saints have got this NFC wrapped up. I think they're going to win it again this year. For me, the floor and the ceiling, I'm going to say for the Saints that their floor is probably 9-7. I think they're too good to have a losing season with all of that quality on the roster and Sean Payton as head coach. I really do. And as a ceiling, I'd probably say 13-3. Maybe that's a little bit on the high side, but I do think this side has, as I mentioned, a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and there's a potential to win the NFC again in 2020. So we'll see how that one plays out. But overall, I think a very, very good year is coming for the New Orleans Saints. Have I been too harsh? Have I been too kind? Go and let me know now in the comments. What did you think of the season preview? Are there any players in particular that you'd like to see me do a film study on from the New Orleans Saints? Drop a comment and I'll see if I can get around to doing that. But thanks for making it to this stage of the video. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I mentioned, make sure to like and subscribe. Really does help me out, and I'll see you in the next one.